The heat index, though, it feels like 101, so some of the fans out near the bullpen getting sprayed down. The forecast today is oppressive and hot. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and you will get yourself a free small order of curly fries. So we're ready for baseball this afternoon. The Tigers won the opening game in the series last night. Doug Fister is on the hill, and Alex Gordon leads it off for KC. And here we go. The first pitch of the ball game is a strike called on Alex Gordon. Glad you're with us this afternoon. Tigers playing a whole lot better, trying to get to the All-Star break above 500. Fister's 0-1 is high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Doug trying to bounce back after a couple of rocky starts. All 6-8 of them. A 1-1 pitch is lifted in the air. Routine depth left field. Quentin Berry is there. And 1 gone. Here is the rest of the KC lineup, brought to you by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Gordon, Escobar, and Hosmer at the top. Billy Butler is the DH today. Betancourt is at second base, followed by Moustakas, Francoeur, Perez, and Gerard Dyson getting the start out in center field. Here are the numbers on Doug Fister, presented today by Soaring Eagle Casino.
Numbers are elevated. He has lost 6 games. He's only won 1. The earned run average is over 4.5. And one of the reasons, and we pointed it out earlier, Doug has left a lot of balls up in the strike zone this year, whereas last year he was able to finish those pitches. Good action on his 2-seamer. Breaking balls and changeups are always buried at the bottom of the zone.
Bunted, tough play. Fister's off balance throw is high, and a base hit for Alcides Escobar.
Real nice bunt by Escobar. And the key to the bunt is making sure that you take your time and you place it where you want to place it. Doug Fister's a good fielder, but he got over to this ball because it was placed so perfectly by Escobar. He really had no play.
I bet you Jim Leland was holding his breath as well, the way Fister had to twist his body to throw to first.
Yes, that's always an issue with that side muscle that he pulled earlier this year.
So an infield hit is the first hit of this ball game. Bunt single for Escobar. Eric Hosmer looks at a strike, 0-1.
We'll see how aggressive Ned Yost is with his guys that can steal bases. Escobar would be one of those. He has 12 steals this year. It's been caught twice. But Fister doesn't give up many stolen bases.
Backed him out. Quick throw back to first. And back in safely, Escobar. Gerald Laird behind the plate in this one here today.
Nice little snap throw here by G Money, just in case Escobar is getting off that bag too far.
Now the 1-1. That'll get fouled down the left field line. 1-2 on Hosmer. Last night he was 0 for 4. And batting .230 in his second year in the big leagues, his first full season.
It's the first time Hosmer has ever struggled at any level. As you could imagine, being a #1 draft choice and putting up the high school numbers that he put up, and I'm sure he was a very good amateur as well.
Backed him out again. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And then when he got into pro ball, it didn't take him very long to get to the big leagues. He finished 3rd in the Rookie of the Year voting last year, so he's never ever struggled until this season.
Started to put it together a little bit in the month of June. Had an 11-game hitting streak last month. Another throw back chasing Escobar. But they are counting on him when you look toward the future to provide a lot of power. He's hit 9 home runs so far this year.
They believe he'll make some all-star games, all-star teams, and win some gold gloves.
Bender that just missed outside. 3-2 on Hosmer.
Good call by C.B. Buckner. And he's the home plate umpire today.
Full count, and we'll see what they want to do here with Escobar with 1 out. And the runner goes, and it's fouled back out of play. When we saw Hosmer last year, he was probably at his best, wouldn't you say? I mean, it was toward the second half of the year.
For a rookie, he looked really good. I mean, it was his first tour of duty in the major leagues. He was batting 3rd. His numbers against the Tigers pitching were really good.
Billy Butler waiting on deck. Runner goes again. Ground ball back up the middle into center field. That'll move Escobar to 3rd. And the Royals have something going now here in the first inning.
Beaumont Health System will sponsor the Tigers defensive alignment this afternoon. You have Barry in left, Jackson's in center, Rayburn, he's in right today. Fielder, Santiago Peralta Cabrera in the infield, and Gerald Laird behind the plate putting down the signs for Doug Fister, who is in trouble once again here today in the first inning. It's been the first inning that's really been troublesome for him, or should I say the first time through the batting order.
So let's see if he can get a ground ball here and get Billy Butler to bounce into an inning-ending double play. He misses low. It's been a power surge this year for Butler. 16 home runs. Last night, 2 out of 4. Here's the 1-0. Bouncing ball, but it's going to find a hole. Base hit right field. Escobar will score. Hosmer is on his way to third base. Here comes a throw, and he's in there. It hit the runner. And so runners at first and third, and a run in for the Royals.
It's a really good at bat by Butler. Butler is one of those guys that's a lot like Miguel Cabrera. He likes to use the opposite field. And in this situation, a double play ball, most guys try to hit behind the runner. And it's very difficult to turn a double play when you have a guy hitting a ball where the second baseman has to go to his left. Even if Santiago is able to get to it, they only get the one out, which may be at second, it may be the out at first. So just a really good at bat there by Butler, who is a really good big league hitter.
And so Butler now with his 50th RBI of this campaign, and Fister deals a strike to Betancourt. Early lead here for the Royals. 3 straight hits, and they lead 1-0. Bruce Chen getting some early offense. Will be on the hill today for KC. That has popped up behind the plate. Laird discards the mask. Get a big out. 2 away. Now Mike Moustakas. Moustakas has hit safely in 5 in a row, including last night's. He was 1 for 4, had a 2-base hit. And his numbers are good this year. 14 home runs, knocked in 44 to this point. Breaking ball in for strike 1. 91 degrees right now here at the ballpark. We do have a wind blowing in from center field. Hosmer and Butler, your base runners, and a ball low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
They say the weather's going to be very nice tomorrow. They say it's only going to get up to 83. Cold front going to swing through here tonight.
Well, I'm all for that. After these past couple of days, especially with all the rain. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
It's a good changeup here by Fister. And really all you need with the changeup is disrupt the timing, as he did there, of Moustakas.
Grounded foul, first base side. Royals again having a pretty good season offensively. They came in 5th in the American League in hitting. Kevin Seitzer has done a really good job as their hitting coach, and the Royals still searching for consistent pitching. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Moustakas.
So far, that's a good sign to see the Fister fastball up to 91 miles an hour. That's one of the things they've been waiting on with Doug this year, is for that velocity to get back where it was last year.
And again the 1-2. Again fouled away. Up to 92 on that last pitch. Fister came into this one 1-2 career against the Royals. His ERA 3.64. Yes, Francoeur waiting on deck. And it's drilled to center field. Base hit right in front of Austin Jackson. Moustakas drives in another run, and the Royals have a 2-0 lead.
He threw Moustakas 3 straight fastballs. Now this last one right here, Gerald wanted it outside, and it kind of leaked back over the heart of the plate, and Moustakas drilled it right back up the middle.
45th RBI for Mike Moustakas. He, along with Butler, have driven in runs here in the first. And a ground ball foul off the foot of Jeff Francoeur. 2 runs on 4 first inning hits off Pfister. Back. Francoeur batting .253, was hitless in last night's opener. And the 0-1 is pulled foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Meanwhile, the pitch is now starting to pile up. 25 of them here in the first inning for Pfister. Just missed with it. Francoeur could not pull the trigger. 1-2. Two on and 2 out. 2 runs in for KC. Slow start today for the Tigers. And the 1-2 pitch. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jeff Francoeur, former Atlanta Brave, also has played with the Texas Rangers. There's the youngster Perez waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. He left the strike zone and struck him out. Big inning, though, for the Royals. They get a couple of runs. Austin Jackson will lead things off for the Tigers. Paul's hanging out with the crowd here again this afternoon on another warm day here in the Motor City. Tigers and Royals getting together here in Game 2 in the series. And the Tigers starting lineup presented by Big Boy. Jackson, Berry, Cabrera, your top 3, followed by Prince Fielder at first base. Delman back at the DH spot tonight. He's 7-14 against Bruce Chen. Rayburn in right, then Peralta, Santiago, and Gerald Laird. Speaking of Bruce Chen, he is on the hill for KC, sponsored by Fox Volkswagen of Rochester Hills.
Chen is one of those guys that you really have to bear down against when you step into the batter's box. He's not overpowering, does not give you a whole lot to hit. So you need to be ready to drive the ball the opposite way. If he makes a mistake, you'll pull it. You see the numbers aren't great, 7-7 with an earned run average approaching 5. But for whatever reason, He always pitches well against Detroit.
Doesn't really walk too many. And we'll see how the Tigers do against him here this afternoon as Jackson steps in.
He'll give you lots of different arm angles. He'll throw his breaking balls, different speeds from all those different arm angles.
And Jackson looks at strike one. Austin extended his hitting streak with a hit in last night's ball game. He's hit safely in 13 in a row. And that is a career high. So with each hit and each day, he'll just continue to extend that career high. Here's the 1-1. Jackson over the past couple of years has not had a lot of success against Chen. Just 2 for 18 against him, but one of his 2 hits a home run. Chen working quickly. The 1-2. Line drive to left. Guess those numbers don't mean a whole lot. Base hit. Leadoff man on for the Tigers.
Well, with the addition of Quentin Berry and Austin Jackson, since coming off the disabled list, they have been the dynamic duo at the top of that batting order for Detroit. Lots of damage done by Jackson. A lot of extra base hits this year already for AJ. And then when you start talking about Quentin Berry, I mean, his game, he takes to a whole nother level. His game, for the most part, is a speed game, although he did have the 1 home run he hit back in Pittsburgh on the recent road trip. They've been fun to watch at the top of that batting order for Jim Leading.
Berry stands in with Jackson at first. He shows bunt, bunts right through it. 0-1. Quentin last night was 1 for 4 in that 2 slot.
That 1 was a big one.
Indeed, it was a triple that knocked in 2. And all it takes is that 1 good at bat, which Berry had last night. He has the third baseman in tight on the grass. Again bunting, this time back toward the mound. And Chen will throw him out. Mission accomplished with the sacrifice.
Tim Hortons is the sponsor of the Royals alignment here defensively today. Gordon in left. Dyson in center. Francoeur in right. Moustakas, Escobar, Betancourt, Hosmer in the infield. And the very talented young catcher, Salvador Perez, behind the dish.
Well, Cides Escobar is quickly turning himself into one of the most acrobatic shortstops in the league.
That he is. Range, arm strength, soft hands, too.
Here's Cabrera trying to drive in a run. Pops this one up foul. Hosmer giving chase. And then back out of play.
Cabrera's got some really nice numbers in his career, not only against the Kansas City Royals, but in particular. He has really picked on Bruce Chen, too.
2 more hits last night, which gives him 110 hits this year. Tops in the AL. Miguel fouls it back out of play, so he's down in the count. 0-2.
Here is some of the damage that he has done against Bruce in his career. And keep in mind, Bruce Chen not supplying any of this power for Miguel. He only throws 82 miles an hour. And Miguel is hitting balls 450 feet from home plate.
3 career home runs against Bruce Chen. The 0-2. Ooh, he got him. He fooled him that time. Couldn't pull the trigger. 2 gone.
It's a good breaking ball here by Bruce Chen. I mean, he started up and out of the strike zone, and you can see Miguel's head go up. He sees it up. Then all of a sudden he has to follow it down, and by then, C.B. Buckner was calling him out.
So it'll be up to Prince Fielder. One hit in last night's ball game for Prince, batting .297. And a ball outside. 1-0. Last night's game was a 2-run contest, which means 5 of the last 6 between these 2 teams have been decided by 2 runs or less. They have really gotten together this year and played some good games. Look out. That one sails right by Delman Young back into the seats. One ball, one strike. Fielder will start at the All-Star game this year for the American League. It'll be his third start of his 4 appearances. He started back in 2007 and in 2011 as well for Milwaukee. 2 balls, 1 strike. And after what probably was an adjustment period of the first 2 months, Fielder now seems to be locked in against American League pitching.
He is doing what he does best, and that's hit the ball in the seats and drive in lots of runs.
The 2-1 outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Seems like all American League pitchers would do to him the first couple of months would just stay away, and Prince would just simply take his base hits.
It was smart for him to do that. That's why the batting average is way up. He's at 297 as we speak. He wasn't getting himself out, even though they were kind of pitching around him.
That's in for a strike, 3-2.
He was taking that all the way.
Jackson at second with 2 outs, 2-0 Royals. High fly ball, right field. Francoeur is on the run, still going back, looks up, and that ball is out of here. It's gone. A home run for Prince. We are tied up.
He is some kind of strong. He got a fastball at 87 miles an hour inside, and boy, did he pull his hands in nice with some real nice bat quickness to hit that ball over the 365 sign in right center field.
That was impressive. 382 feet on that home run. Young hits one in the air to center. Dyson coming on to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Not before Prince Fielder ties it up. His 14th home run of the season, and the Tigers are now even up at 2-2 as we go to the second. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by Country Fresh. Be your family's below zero hero. Classic car day here at the ballpark. Rod Allen's collection is on display here out in front of Comerica.
I wish I had one of those cars out front. They are awfully special.
Doug Fister trying to use the 2-run homer by Prince Fielder to get himself back on track. Brand new ball game now, 2-2. It is Perez leading it off, and then Dyson and Gordon. Here's Fister's 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
This young man has done marvelous work since coming off the disabled list. He tore a meniscus in spring training. And they had some surgery. Back healthy, 100%. And doing what the Kansas City Royals thought he would do. Produce.
Now the 1-2. Bouncing ball to short. Peralta with the backhand throws him out. 1 gone. By the way, this game is available today in high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. Sponsored by our good friends Xfinity from Comcast. On a nice day, albeit very, very warm. In the 90s again here today. But as Rod mentioned, a cool down is on the horizon, which will be nice. Here is Gerard Dyson. He looks at a strike. Two runs, 4 hits KC, 2 runs, 2 hits Detroit. Dyson slaps one in the air to shallow center field, and AJ comes on to make the play. 2 gone. So Fister now responds with a couple of outs quickly here in the second. Here's Gordon. He got Gordon to fly out his first time up.
He threw him a pretty good changeup at the bottom of the zone. Gordon was out in front of it. And it landed softly in QB's glove out and left.
Ball 1 high. Gordon now 0 for 5 in the series. That'll get back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gordon was struggling earlier this year, so his numbers right now at the break are not all that impressive, especially compared to last year. But Kevin Seitzer, his hitting coach, said that he could tell he was pressing, and pressing big time. He would come in early and get all of his extra work done, but once the game started, he pressed. There's Berry on the run, stretching out, can't hold on to it. And Gordon is on his way to second with a double. Looked like it was in his glove.
He got a great jump on that ball. Took a direct route to get to it, left his feet, and did everything but catch it. Right in the heel of the glove.
Fifth hit of the afternoon for KC, a 2-out base runner. Here is Alcides Escobar. Fouled straight back, 0-1.
You were talking about Alex Gordon out at second base. He and Kevin Seitzer, they're a hitting coach. They developed a really nice bond the last couple of off seasons. They both live in Missouri and spend a lot of time hitting together.
Ground ball, diving stop, Cabrera to his feet. He is safe at first base. He pulled Prince off the bag. Nice play nonetheless. It'll be a base hit.
We have seen Miguel make just about every single play this year, and it appears to me that lately he's starting to get to more balls. Beginning of the year, he wasn't making any mistakes, but the range wasn't quite there. But lately, he has been going laterally to the left and the right, making real nice plays. And of course, he has a strong arm, but that throw is just offline.
So the Royals have a 2-out chance, and their number 3 hitter up there, Eric Hosmer. Ball 1. Prince, after that play, kind of pointed to himself, to Cabrera, as maybe if to say, I shouldn't have left the bag, but you need to leave the bag on a play like that.
I thought so.
Because if it gets by you, a run scores. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes on Eric Hosmer. Singled, scored a run in the first. Royals jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Fielder tied it up with a 2-run homer.
Dangerous count here against Hosmer if Fister throws him a fastball. That's why he threw him a breaking ball there. Nice job by Hosmer, the young kid, to lay off that pitch. There are some young hitters in the major leagues. You get them in a 2-0 count, I don't care what you throw up there, they are going to be swinging. This young man has developed some pretty good plate discipline for a young age.
And he walked him, and now Fister, after retiring the first 2 rather quickly, has the bases loaded.
And being forced into pitching to their best hitter.
Now Billy Butler will indeed stand in, and so this becomes a tricky situation. First walk of the game for Fister. Butler, career with the bases loaded, 308. And a ground ball to short. Peralta has it there. They'll get the force at second, and the threat is over. No runs. They leave him loaded. They go to the bottom of the second. Several different teams, we'll put it that way, but this guy has been in the big leagues a long time.
He's left-handed and breathing.
And because of that, he is one of 3 active players to play for 10 or more teams. Pretty good. And Bruce Chen will go back to work now in the second. Rayburn, Peralta, Santiago. 1 ball and no strikes on Ryan Rayburn, who last night snapped an 0 for 12. High fly ball. Gordon in the left coming toward the line. 1 step into fair territory, 1 gone.
2 games over 500 in his 14th season in the majors. 186 starts, the earned run average at 4.54.
Well, that ERA at about 4.5, but really every team in the big leagues needs a guy that can pitch in the middle of their rotation, and it just happens that here in Kansas City he's toward the top of the rotation. But I mean, there's plenty of room for guys like Bruce Chen in the big leagues.
Eats up quite a few innings.
Right.
Throws lots of strikes. Doesn't usually beat himself.
Not everyone is or going to be Justin Verlander. But Chen has made a good living doing what he does, and he has bounced around quite a bit, but he's found a home here in KC.
He'll go anywhere from 75 miles an hour with one of the slow breaking balls up to 85 with his fastball.
Grounded foul. Peralta checks his swing inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hitless last night was Peralta, 0 for 4, and really against Chen over the years, not a whole lot of success. 2 for 18. Maybe that'll change here. Here's the 1-2. It floats in, but just a little bit outside. 2-2.
Chen is one of those guys that gives you a comfortable 0 for 4. You go to the plate every single at bat. You see something you like to hit. At the end of the day, you're not getting any knocks whatsoever off of him.
That ball's hit well to left field. Gordon going back, looks up, and it's off the wall. You can hold him to a single. A long single off the left field wall for Johnny Peralta.
It's a 78-mile-per-hour fastball, and take a look at Peralta's body. It's out in front. I mean, he's out on that front side, but he keeps his hands back long enough to make solid contact. And Gordon, who won a Gold Glove last year in left field, played that ball perfectly off the gate in left.
One on, one out. That'll bring up Santiago. Now, Gordon is so good that his assist numbers have been really good. Fielding percentage outstanding. Only 1 error this year.
He might win another Gold Glove at that position, but he's going to have to get those offensive numbers up too. But because they go hand in hand. You don't see many guys getting Gold Gloves that don't have good offensive years. Why that is, I have no idea.
Santiago, the batter. Ramon chipped in with a couple of hits last night. Actually started at third base as Cabrera was DHing last evening. So Ramon this year has played second, short, and third base.
Miguel actually had a pretty good night last night. He had 2 hits. He usually does not do very well when he is the designated hitter. His number's about 100 points higher when Miguel is playing out in the field.
Pulled to third base under the glove of Moustakas in the left. Peralta will get to third base. They'll step in there. It's a double for Santiago, and here come the Tigers again.
Bruce Chen only gets up to about 86 miles an hour with his fastball, and because of that, even a small guy like Santiago can climb the ladder and get on top of a fastball and whistle it right past the diving third baseman Moustakas.
Second and third with 1 out, 6th double this year. Infield coming in for KC with Gerald Laird up there. Laird batting .284 overall this season. And he takes ball 1. In fact, Gerald over his career has had nice numbers, almost 300 against KC pitching, 295 to be exact. And he's trying to give the Tigers the lead here in a 2-2 game. In the air to right field. Francoeur is on the move. It's going to drop in between Francoeur and Dyson. 1-run score. Santiago stops at third. Now he'll come home as the ball gets by the shortstop Escobar, and the Tigers get 2 runs. 4-2 Tigers.
With the way that Francoeur plays right field and Dyson's speed, that ball stayed up long enough for one of them to catch it, but apparently they weren't playing him the right way. And Santiago probably should have been halfway. He would have scored anyway, but he went all the way back to the bag to tag. And then when the ball came in, he had to stop at first. And then once it got past the shortstop, he was able to score.
Well, here comes the runner rounding third. He'll score. Dyson misplays the ball. Jackson takes a wide turn but heads back. Tigers get another run on a hit by Austin Jackson.
This is the right approach against a guy like Bruce Chin that's not going to challenge you inside. You really have to think about hitting the ball up the middle. And Jackson did so.
So Jackson now is 2 for 2. Here's our Mazda scouting report on Austin Jackson. A career best 14-game hitting streak. And in that stretch, how about a cool 421? It is a shame that he won't be going to the All-Star game this year, but certainly deserving. In the meantime, it's 5-2 Tigers. Here's Quentin Berry. Royals jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but it's been all Tigers since. 5 unanswered runs. Laird, by the way, for keeping scoring, got 1 RBI on his double. The other scored on an error charge to Gerard Dyson. Popped up and back out of play behind home plate.
I was watching a Texas Rangers game days ago, and Josh Hamilton, who is scheduled to start the All-Star game in Kansas City, had to leave that game with some bat tightness. So who knows? Maybe somebody pulls out. Maybe Jackson could sneak in and head to Kansas City.
You know, we were just talking about that last night, how nobody has pulled out yet.
Right.
Oop, they got it picked off. And the throw down to second is in time. Jackson is out of there.
That's a nice job by Hosmer over at first base. First of all, you give Chin the credit for the pick, but take a look at Hosmer meet the baseball halfway, and then that gives him a real clear lane to throw down to Escobar, the shortstop. He comes to get it, and this creates a really nice lane for him to throw that ball inside for Escobar to catch it and apply the tag to Jackson.
Caught stealing 1-3-6.
Give you one more look at it. Sometimes you'll see the first baseman, they don't come off and meet that baseball. Then they're throwing right in the view of the base runner, and they're not giving their shortstop a really good look at the baseball. Hosmer may not be hitting this year, but he is really good over there with that glove.
So the bases are empty now with 2 outs. 0-2 on Quentin Berry. Tigers putting a 3 spot up there here in the second. And another foul by Quentin. Quentin sacrificed in the first inning. Tigers got 2 in that frame on the home run by Prince Fielder. It's been a long half inning for Bruce Chen. Here's the 0-2. Into center field. He just served it out there, a base hit. So Berry is aboard.
That's 5 hits in a row. The Los Angeles Angels make their first visit to Comerica Park this season, July 16th through 19th. Tickets are on sale now. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Get a chance to see those TNT boys up close and personal. Trumbo and Trout.
Trumbo and Trout. Awfully good.
All-stars.
One of the lasting memories of last year's season series against the Angels was the Weaver-Verlander matchup and the Guillen home run off Weaver.
That was one of the best games of the year.
I would agree.
Kind of when Verlander took over that Cy Young Award vote too. They were neck and neck up into that game.
Drilled in the air to center. Dyson is on the run. He'll get to the gap and cut it off. Cabrera's out. However, the Tigers score 3 to take the lead, and you're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Belt Tire. Rejoice, the RBQ sandwich is back at Arby's. Get yours today. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Classic car day here at the ballpark today, and a lot of them on display outside of Comerica Park. On a warm afternoon, and the Tigers have themselves a 5-2 lead as Doug Fister goes back to work.
Today would be a real nice day to cruise around in one of those really nice fancy vehicles.
Top down?
Yep, drop the top. A little toasty, but
it's all right.
Nice day for it.
Betancourt leading it all. It'll be Betancourt, Moustakas, and Francoeur. Fister got the first 2 outs in the second before loading the bases and then getting the ground ball from Butler. And it looks like the Royals, or it seems like, because they have been threatening all day long. There's the strike call. 1-2 on Yuniesky Betancourt, who popped up his first time. Swing and a miss. 1 out. You ready for the poll question, Rod?
Yes, I am.
All right, here we go. It's courtesy of Ace Hardware, Scott's. Of these 4, which classic car would you like most to own? Is it A, the 57 Chevy? Is it B, the 63 Corvette? Is it C, the 65 Mustang GT? Or is it D, the 69 Charger?
I will tell you this much. When I grew up, I always wanted a 57 Chevy.
That's popped up. Right side of the infield. And out. Number 2. Wonder what Justin White thinks. Let's check into the studio right now and get his thoughts. Justin.
Vroom, vroom, back to you too, Justin.
I don't think vroom, vroom was a choice, was it? E, vroom, vroom. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it.
Nice sound effect.
Excellent, actually. Jeff Francoeur, the batter. All right, so you picked a 57 Chevy?
Yeah, I had a buddy, a good friend of mine, and he had an uncle that he and his friends had 57 Chevys, and they'd always on Saturdays be over at his house and working on the cars and, you know, shining them up. So I kind of thought, I'd like to have one of those one day.
I'd have to go with the 63 Corvette for 2 reasons. A, I think the Corvettes are cool, but B, 63 was the year I was born, so I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, nice tie-in.
Yeah. Here's the 2-1. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike on Jeff Francoeur.
You got a nice birthday next year, then.
Now, why did you go and bring that
Well,
up?
you said it.
Oh, man.
That's a good birthday.
It is, I suppose.
Half a century.
That makes me feel much better when you put it that way. It's a 2-out base on balls. I'm a half a century old next year.
No, that's a nice number.
It is. Big 5-0 coming up. Here is Salvador Perez. 5-2 Tigers lead. A 2-out base on balls for Francoeur. Perez bounced out his first time. Ball 1.
This is a big boy here. Ned Yost, their manager, has said this is the best looking catching prospect he's ever seen. He's been around a long time.
He shoots this one in the air to center. It's going to be playable, though. Jackson goes back to get it, and the inning's over. No runs, a walk, 1 left. Some muscle cars here at the ballpark as we go to break. The ballpark, classic car day at the yard as well. And we asked some of the Tigers what their first car was on Tigers Live pregame, and here are some of the results. Quentin Berry's first car was a Mitsubishi Eclipse, and Brendan Bosch, a 1996 Ford Bronco, which, by the way, he still has, and he still parks in the Tiger parking garage.
I see him rolling in it sometimes, and rolling out, of course.
Dwayne Belo rocking the Geo Tracker.
What was your first car?
78 Firebird.
78 Firebird.
It was a pretty cool car until I brought it to school the first day, and somebody backed into it.
Wow.
In the school parking lot. Nobody owned up to it either.
Mine was a 77 Buick Regal.
Nice. What color?
Yellow. Canary yellow.
Really?
Yes, it was. It was clean.
You got any pictures?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It was clean, man.
Canary yellow.
I bought it myself, too. Bought my first vehicle myself.
Nice. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Prince takes high. 3 balls, no strikes. Bruce Chen has had a rocky start. 2 in the first, 3 in the second. The 3-0 to Fielder. Way outside. Didn't want anything to do with him here after he homered in the first inning, which got the Tigers off and running early in this game.
Well, he got an 87-mile-per-hour fastball right inside to Bruce Chen. And take a look at the Prince. Pull his hands in close to his body and barrel that ball up. Francoeur and Wright ran out of room.
Here's Delman Young. Grounds it foul back toward the dugout.
I was listening to Jim Leland on Tigers Live last night after the game, and he feels like Delman's getting ready to turn the corner. And he said one of the reasons why Delman is having success is the fact that he's making pitchers give him better pitches to hit. Hasn't been chasing a lot of balls lately.
Hits that one hard to left field, but Gordon's able to run it down in front of the wall.
And here's a little sample of what Delman has been able to do the last 2 days. On Thursday, he hit a home run. This was to right field. But then he also homered in the ball game yesterday.
And home run by Delman is 8th in yesterday's game. Here's Rayburn now. Ball 1, backs him out of there. 5 runs, 7 hits for Detroit. 2 runs, 6 hits for KC. That's toward left center field. Dyson on the run. Oh boy, he covered a lot of ground there, and he cut that thing off at the warning track. Nice running play by Gerard Dyson.
When that ball left Rayburn's bat, I thought for sure it was going to split the gap, but then I took a look up at Dyson, and he was just cruising. He almost overran that ball. That's how fast he is out in center field.
Didn't even look like he was running full tilt either.
And he had to run quite a ways to get to that baseball.
Johnny Peralta looks at strike 1. Johnny had a single, scored a run. And the Tigers' third, they scored 3 runs, or make it the second rather. And bounces in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bruce Chen led the Royals each of the last 2 years in victories. He was 12-7 last year, 12-8 the year before that. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball high. There's only one Panamanian-born pitcher that has more wins in the big leagues than Bruce Chen, and you don't consider him a starter. That would be Mariano Rivera, who's hung around long enough to get a lot of victories along with his saves. That is fouled back out of play. Chen is second on the win list, along with the former Tiger Juan Berenguer. They've each won 67 games in the big leagues.
Juan Berenguer, he used to have a real good fastball. He didn't know where it was going half the time, but boy, could he throw.
The 2-2 is popped up foul again. Effectively wild.
Exactly. I mean, Juan Berenguer was one of those guys that was over 95 with regularity with his fastball, and it was kind of uncommon back in those days. You didn't have as many guys throwing 95 and above as you do these days.
Swing and a miss. So Peralta's out of there, and the Tigers are done here in the third. No runs. They get a walk, strand a man. We go to the fourth. Now at the ballpark. Well, the boys this summer playing pretty well up here. How about down in the minor leagues? A couple of guys that are doing well. Casey Crosby pitched well last night, and in his last 3 starts, he's been awfully good. And of course, Rob, the guy that everybody talks about, Nick Castellanos.
17 games, 351 in Double-A. I was talking to Al Avila a couple of days ago.
Spun it foul by Dyson.
And when we were on that just recent road trip, he went down and watched a Double-A play. He watched some Triple-A games as well, and he was telling me about Castellanos and just how impressive he is. But we saw him in spring training. Nothing new. The young kid can play. He's going to force himself to the big leagues here shortly. Somewhere.
Yep, somewhere. He does play a position that is somewhat blocked at this level, though, and that's third base. There's a bouncer to second, and Santiago throws out Dyson.
You know, talents like that, you just can't keep them down in bushes forever.
Got to find a way to get him to the big leagues. Of course, the Tigers have Mr. Cabrera manning third base.
He's done well there, too. And Miguel has played a solid third base.
Top of the order coming up now. Alex Gordon for KC. Double and a fly out. And it's in for strike 1. Fister has settled in a bit after giving up 2 in the first.
You were saying that Kevin Seitzer, their hitting coach, was saying that Gordon was pressing earlier this year. Was he pressing because he had such a great year last year?
Yeah, he thinks that was it.
Trying to duplicate that?
Exactly. They'd signed him to an extension. There's a base hit for Gordon with 1 out. And I think he went through a 7 for 50 stretch earlier this year, and so Seitzer was just trying to find a way to get him to relax.
They have a young team. They have some young hitters. I mean, Gordon, even though he's been in the big leagues for a few years, still very young. Escobar's young. Hosmer, Butler, still very young. Moustakas. They've got a really nice nucleus as far as position players are concerned.
Bender that missed.
Once they get some of their pitchers to step up and start to produce, they're going to be a team that will be heard from in this division.
Escobar with a couple of hits, and he pulls that one foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here are the ups and downs of young players in the major leagues.
Yeah, Gordon trying to duplicate what he did last year. Hosmer was tremendous in his rookie campaign. Crow was an all-star. He's taken a step back.
Good pitch on the outer edge. 1-2. Escobar had a couple of infield hits in each of his first 2 at bats. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fister has thrown 64 pitches so far as we play here in the 4th. Had a 28 pitch first inning when they scored a couple of runs on him. Bouncing ball hit back up the middle. Santiago backhands it, tags the back one. Not going to be in time, though.
Hey fans, this Tuesday you don't want to miss the biggest event of the summer as baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with the 2012 MLB All-Star Game Tuesday at 7:30 on Fox.
Can't wait. Always fun to watch the All-Stars. 3 Tigers will be there. Here's Hosmer. 1 ball, no strikes on Hosmer. A walk and a single plus a run scored.
It's going to be hot in Kansas City. Always is this time of year.
That's in there for a strike. 1-1. We're talking about Josh Hamilton's crispy back and the possibility of maybe him sitting out and AJ playing. I just read that Hamilton says his back's feeling a little bit better. He's playing today for Texas. We'll keep our eye on that. The 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hamilton received more votes than anybody.
11 million votes.
2-1 on Eric Hosmer. 5-2 Tigers lead. Despite the fact that both sides have 7 hits, the Royals have stranded 6 already in the game. 3-1.
Give you a quick peek at some of the other American League starters.
Runner going, and it's popped in the air. Shallow center field. Jackson started back, but he recovers with no trouble. And that is that for KC.
I don't think anybody on our team was like, oh boy, we're at 500. That's not where we expected to be. But I think you're starting to see us play some better baseball, a little bit more consistent. And, like I said, I really feel like you're going to see big things out of us in the second half. And that's why I told the fans to hang with us. Just believe in us. I know everybody in our locker room believes in this team, and we're really excited moving forward.
Well, a win today for the Tigers would give them 4 consecutive victories, so maybe Verlander is right. The best is yet to come here in the second half. Certainly starting to look that way. Santiago leads it off, and he takes strike 1. It'll be Santiago, Laird, and Austin Jackson facing Bruce Chen. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Up with the right hand goes C.B. Buckner. Sox won their ball game last night as well. Still 4.5 up on Detroit. Cleveland 3 back now. And so with a summer full of baseball still remaining, the standings certainly show the Tigers are within striking distance.
Tigers have quite a few games left on their schedule against the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago White Sox.
They also have some long road trips still coming up as well, and that's something Leland has said. I mean, there are no breaks.
We have some more long trips coming up.
I'm afraid to break that to you, yeah. We've got one at the end of July, a 3-city tour. Another 3-city tour in September. Tigers have to go play the Angels on the road yet. They have to go back to Texas, back to Boston. So the second half schedule is not going to provide the Tigers with many breaks, but it all evens out in the end. And again the 0-2. Fouled straight back. Santiago doubled and scored back in the second, and he now has 3 hits in the series. Gerald Laird waiting on deck. In the air toward left field. Gordon is on the run. Not going to get it. It'll roll to the wall, and that's going to be another double for Santiago, his second 2-bagger in this game. So Ramon's starting to heat up a little bit now. That's good.
Gordon in left field took a pretty direct route to this ball. He thought he could cut it off. He couldn't get there. Then he has to chase it to the wall, but not before. Yeah, Santiago standing on second base for this 7th double this season.
That'll bring up Gerald Laird.
Moustakis, the third baseman, knows that Gerald Laird likes to bunt down in his direction. Therefore, he's going to make G-Money think twice about it because he's playing in at the cut of the grass, about 5 steps in front of third base.
He's showing bunt in an effort to move the runner up. Ball 1.
Gerald Laird is a really good bunter. As a matter of fact, he gets quite a few bunt base hits.
But he can run. He can run well for a catcher, that is. Nate Adcock is warming up in their bullpen. Chen fires one in the dirt. 2-0. Chen now has given up a total of 8 hits. He has thrown 61 pitches, but his ratio pretty good.
It is good. And when he has thrown some of those balls over the plate, Tigers hitters have let him know. 8 hits today for Detroit batters.
So now it's 3-0 on the number 9 hitter. And you've got Jackson waiting on deck. Leadoff double here in the 4th. Tigers already lead 5-2. Three and 1. AJ already 2 more hits in this game, waiting in the on deck circle. Checked it. Ball 4. Laird has a walk. Second walk in as many innings for Chen. Here's the AT&T trivia question for this one this afternoon. Put your thinking caps on. Question is, who was the last Tigers rookie pitcher to throw 10 strikeouts in a single game? Smiley picked up 10 strikeouts in last night's contest. Before Smiley, who was the last Tigers rookie to do it?
Drew did not walk a batter in his outing.
Jackson cuts and misses. We'll give you a hint. You got to go back to the decade of the 90s. That's when the last Tiger rookie to do it. Austin 2 singles. Run scored, RBI as well. More trouble for Chen here in the 4th. Ground ball, base hit right field. 3rd hit of the game for Jackson. They'll hold the runner at 3rd, and they are loaded up.
Anytime the ball is hit into right field when Francoeur is playing the outfield, if you're Gene Lamont, you really have to think twice before sending that base runner home. He has a great throwing arm from that position and gets rid of the ball rather quickly. Gino's holding those hands up before Santiago even gets to third base.
Here's the Bernstein scouting report with the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you since 2005. Francoeur 103 assists.
Nobody even close to him.
Quentin Berry takes ball 1.
Soriano was second on that list with just 77.
Berry has a sacrifice and a single. Chance to really bust this one open. Tigers already lead by 3. Outside, 2-0. Double walk and a single to load him up. And that means in our triple split, you've got Santiago, Laird, and Jackson on the bases. Two and one. Wow, Tigers today 4 for 5 with runners in scoring position for the season. They've been really good. 296.
That's not bad. That is not bad at all.
Here's the 2-1. And it's lifted back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Berry. We got Cabrera waiting. Quinn now sits safely in his last 4. And he spoiled that one to stay alive. 2-2, the count stays on Berry. Chen knows he's in that part of the lineup where it's just going to get tougher. You've got Cabrera, then you've got Fielder.
I don't know what Berry's going to do here, but Ned Yost, he's going to have to make a decision on whether he wants to leave Chen out there to face Cabrera. He's got a right-hander ready in his bullpen.
Swing and a miss. Berry goes down, and that is the first out.
And that decision has been made.
Didn't take long either. One step out of the dugout. Ned Yost will be going to the bullpen. So it's a Wellside Windows pitching change. Chen is out of the game. We'll be back.
Bats last night. Take a look at who we have highlighted there. That was Betancourt, the second baseman, overplaying Cabrera up the middle. That was early in the game. Really good inside-out swing by Cabrera. And now you have the shortstop, Escobar, who now is playing over because they've readjusted. And then he takes one off the shoe tops and hits one between the hole on the other side. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is it's very hard to defend a guy that uses foul line to foul line to hit 300 and drive in plenty of runs. His straight chart will tell us just that. 28 to left, 45 right back up the box, and 37 the opposite way for the talented right-handed hitter Miguel Cabrera.
So the new pitcher now is the right-hander Nate Adcock will come on for KC.
13 strikeouts, 10 walks in 26 innings so far logged by Adcock. They've got good arms in their bullpen. They've just got a very young bullpen.
Adcock is 24 years of age, a native of Kentucky, and he is going to work here with the bases loaded. And a nice pickup there on the backhand by Perez.
If you're Ned Yost, you had to make this move with the numbers that Cabrera has in his career against the starter Bruce Chen, and the fact that you're already trailing by 3 runs. You cannot allow, or at least in his eyes, allow the Tigers to score any more runs if they expect to win this game or even stay in this contest.
Here's the 1-0. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
But on most nights, it really doesn't matter whether it's a left-handed pitcher or a right-handed pitcher when the bases are loaded against Miguel Cabrera.
.420 with the bases loaded in his career.
Knows how to slow the game down, takes a deep breath, and usually gets really good pitches to hit.
2-0 is hit in the air. Right field where Francoeur is sizing it up. Santiago tagging. Catch is made. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's cut off. They'll cut it to third, and now Laird will be tagged out. Sac fly for Cabrera. Score the run as Santiago comes in. And it's 6-2 Tigers.
Miguel Cabrera, which scored Santiago. Francoeur has a very strong throwing arm in the outfield. Hosmer, the first baseman, knows that. But he also knows that he's not going to throw Santiago out. So Hosmer vacates his position. He's the cut man now. And he gets into the middle of the diamond, and now he knows what's happening. He sees Gerald Laird run out of the corner of his eye, so he cuts the baseball off, and then they simply get the out by getting Gerald Laird in a rundown. A lot of managers talk about first basemen and middle infielders running with their head on a swivel, where you always know what's going on around you. Hosmer knew exactly what was going on around him on that play and got his team out of the inning.
6-2, Tigers have the lead. Back to the mound goes Doug Fister. And he throws strike 1 to Billy Butler.
And meanwhile, Fister has settled in nicely after getting off to a little bit of a shaky start here, giving up 2 in the very first inning. His pitches have a lot more action on him lately.
Sails that one outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Butler 1 out of 2 with an RBI in this game. Tigers have out hit the Royals 9-7. Butler looks at a breaking ball outside. And the count now 2-1. Billy with an even 50 RBIs. He knocked one in with a base hit in the first inning. Butler's had a power surge this year. He is on pace to hit 31 home runs this season. 21 was his previous high. That was back in 2009. The 2-2 in the air to right field. And caught on the run by Rayburn.
Hey fans, Zubaz Palooza is Monday, August 6th. Get a ticket to see the Tigers play the Yankees at 7:05, plus a pair of Tigers colored Zubaz pants for only $30. Visit tigers.com/Zubaz and for more details.
Well, in case you missed it last night, here is a young Prince fielder sporting the Zubaz.
He's got the Cub pants on, the Giants shirt, and the Old English D on the cap.
Can't make up his mind. There's a bouncing ball to short, ranging left Peralta.
Looked like he has some old school Converse on too.
Yeah, they run tied. 2 gone.
Look at him now, all grown up.
To the current day Prince fielder. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Mike Moustakas. And Pfister in search of that first 1-2-3 inning of the game. He's thrown up 3 straight scoreless frames. Moustakas had an RBI single in that first inning. In for strike 1 on Moustakas.
Royals are infield set for about the next 6-7 years with Moustakas at third, Escobar at short, Hosmer at first, and Perez their catcher. They've got a really nice nucleus.
High towering fly ball to right field. Rayburn is going back. He's to the track. He's to the wall. He leaps. Can't get it. It's gone. It's a home run for Moustakas, and Rayburn's glove is gone as well.
That is Moustakas' 15th homer of the season.
So Moustakas continues his really good first half. Right in the crease in the wall, and he lost the glove.
That could have been dangerous.
No kidding.
I mean, seriously.
6-3 ball game.
I mean, right in the middle here.
One ball, 1 strike on Jeff Francoeur. Here's the 1-1. Lifted to center field. Jackson has a beat on this one. And that'll take care of the Royals here in the 5th. They get a run on the Moustakas home run. And you're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Belt Tire.
Fans real cool out there beyond the Tigers bullpen. You know, it's always nice for us to show you a really good shortstop when they come to Comerica Park. And here's Escobar. And take a look at the range that this young man has at the position and the arm strength. But take a look at this play right here. I mean, you don't see a shortstop make a better play than that play that he made there to give Betancourt that feed to get the out. They didn't turn the double play there, but they almost did.
As we say, acrobatic. And the numbers on Escobar.
He got to more balls from that position last year than any shortstop in the majors. That's the kind of range that he has.
Fielder starting things off here in the bottom of the fifth. Tigers lead 6-3. They got a run back to the Royals on the Moustakas home run. Prince had a homer of his own. 2-run shot off Bruce Chen back in the first. Fielder's been on base twice. He walked in the third frame. He is starting things off here in the fifth. The 2-0 is in for a strike. 2-1.
Last couple of home runs that Prince have hit. One was a 3-run shot a couple days ago. 2-run shot today. Of the 14 he has on the year, 11 have been solo homers.
Here's the 2-1. So Cabrera now has 71 RBIs. Prince has 60 RBIs. A lot of production out of 3 and 4. Exactly what the Tigers had expected this year. Here's the 3-1. He walked him. Second time that Prince has walked. Leadoff man is on. Time for the AT&T trivia question again. Get a chance to think about this. We talked about Drew Smyly striking out 10 last night. Who was the last pitcher prior to Smyly to strike out 10 in a single game? Mark Leiter was back in 1991 against the Orioles. Twice. Here's Delman Young. Strike one on Delman.
Verlander in his rookie season, the most strikeouts that he had in any outing was 8. For those of you that may have been thinking along those lines.
And I was wondering, JV had to be awfully close. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Adcock coming on in relief of the starter Bruce Chen, who was knocked out in the 4th inning. Off the end of the bat, foul. 1-2 on Delman Young. Delman 289 over his last 49 games. Fielder at first with the leadoff walk here in the 5th. Rolled foul again by Young. Delman has pretty much settled into that DH role this year. Of course, at the beginning of the season, Jim Leland had him out in left field. Young certainly prefers to play the outfield, but the DH spot is his. And again, the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rayburn on deck. Popped up. First base side, Hosmer calling for it. And Delman is out, 1 gone. He's going to bring up Ryan Rayburn. Dyson ran a long way to get to his ball back in the 3rd inning. Looked like it was going to be a double up against the wall, and Gerard Dyson ran it down to the gap. So 0 for 2 today for Rayburn. And he fouls it straight back 0-1. Ryan last night snapping an 0 for 12 with a 2-base hit. Inside. Fastball in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Betancourt tags the bag for 1. Throw high. Came down. Not in time. Rayburn is safe and what should have been a double play.
It's a nice play here by Betancourt. He gets over and he throws high because Prince doesn't slide, and it looked like Hosmer left the bag, but he may have gotten back down in time to get the out. Close play.
Ball was actually tipped by Adcock, so the putout goes 1-4. If you're keeping score, here's Johnny Peralta, and he looks at ball 1. Johnny's had a base hit today, 1 for 2, plus a run scored. Tigers have 9 hits in this game. The Royals have 8, but they have stranded 7 men on base. Here's the 1-0. Snap throw, and they've got him at first base.
He's got some skills, that catcher, Salvador Perez.
Yes, he does, and he put him on display there. Rayburn picked off, ending the inning. And Salvador Perez with a fine pickoff throw down to first base to get Rayburn.
Not only did he make a really nice throw, but he had to pick this ball out of the dirt. He picks it, and then he gets down to both knees, and very strong throw down to Hosmer, who's able to apply the tag before Rayburn gets that right hand in there. You could see Rayburn trying to reach for the furthest part of that bag that he can, which is what you're taught to do, but a nice swipe tag there by Hosmer.
And it'll be Perez to start things off as we go to the 6th inning. Pfister delivers strike 1. Perez, Dyson, Gordon. And these will be the 8-9-1 batters for Kansas City in a 3-run game. Rolled foul, 0-2. Can you imagine how the Royals felt when they signed the 22-year-old to a contract, a 3-year deal in February, and then in March he rips up his knee. But he has come back with a vengeance. He rolls this one slowly towards short. Running scoop there by Peralta. Got him by half a step. Ooh, that was close. That could have gone either way.
Nice job there by Prince, cheating coming off the bag. Ball rolled up his arm. He didn't panic. He grabbed it, threw on the run, and take a look at Prince come off that bag. He called him safe and out at the same time.
So did I. Out is the final verdict, though. One gone. And Dyson looks at strike one.
Geez, I don't believe I just did that.
No balls, 2 strikes. Dyson fly ball and a ground out, and a 1-hopper hit to Peralta. Out is the call this time.
Listen to Bill Miller here.
Well, Bill made the right call in the end. He's still shaking his head. There's a strike called on Gordon. 2 out of 3 single double for Alex Gordon. Average up to 274 now. And Fister misses low and in. Doug working quickly as usual. The 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball to second. Routine play. And there's a 1-2-3 inning for Doug Fister. His first of the game. Best pickups that we will see before the trading deadline this year, there's no doubt. Doug Fister was, of course, an outstanding pickup last year, a difference maker for the Tigers.
Well, if you're the Boston Red Sox, you're wondering where that same drive and intensity and production was when Euclid had their uniform on this year.
Yeah, very good point. By the way, just as a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
It's a good day for one of those.
That it is. Another warm day, although the cool down appears to be starting. We're down to 86 degrees now. Although you can't convince those on the field of that. Trying to keep cool. Breaking ball. In for strike one is Johnny Peralta starts it off. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Adcock is back out there. Came on in the 4th. Check swing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bill Miller said he held up. Single and a strikeout for Peralta. Santiago and then Laird to follow here in the 6th. Now the 1-1. Backed out of there, and it's strike 2 called. Adcock got to the big leagues for the first time last year with the Royals. Swing and a miss. Dropped his arm angle that time and went fishing. Peralta couldn't get it.
It's been a very good afternoon so far for Ramon Santiago. He has doubled a couple of times here today. That one down the third baseline past a diving Moustakas. And that one past Alex Gordon, the left fielder.
Well, that's a pretty good sign now for the Tigers because they are still looking for some consistency out of that second base position, at least offensively. 0-1 on Ramon, who has the 2 doubles we just showed you. Now batting .237. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Tigers in search of their 4th consecutive victory. A win here today, and they could really go into the All-Star break playing well if they can sweep this series. Again, the 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tigers are 20-20 at home, 22-22 on the road. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Santiago. Gerald Laird will be next. Here's the 2-2. Got him, strike 3. Santiago caught looking. Adcock has his 2nd strikeout of the inning. A reminder to vote for your Tigers. McDonald's Player of the Game presented today by the Big Mac. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, the player's uniform number, to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com.
A lot of candidates today. Santiago has a couple of doubles in the game. Jackson has 3 hits. 2-run homer, too, by the Prince. And Fister settled down.
A lot of candidates indeed. We'll see who ends up winning. Laird, an RBI double, plus a walk. In for a strike, 1-1. Adcock has not allowed a run since coming on in the 4th inning. And that's hit to the shortstop Escobar, who backs up to the outfield grass, shows off that cannon, but he throws it in the dirt. And Hosmer is unable to scoop it up. Laird is aboard.
Almost a real nice pick over at first base by Hosmer.
Would have been safe anyway, it appears. E6 the ruling. Here's Jackson, 3 for 3 for Austin. Strike called, outer edge, 0-1.
I wonder what the official scorekeepers watching there. If we're watching it, and when the ball gets to Hosmer's glove and Gerald's foot is on the bag,
it's a base hit.
It means it's a base hit, but somehow he figured out a way to give the kid an error.
Here's the 0-1. And that's in for a strike, 0-2. Second error of the game for the Royals. Jackson, 3 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Pops that one in the air. And Francoeur drifting on it to end the inning. Tigers get a runner, but strand a man. The 7th inning here at the ballpark. Mario and Rod back here at Comerica Park, and Doug Fister, maybe not vintage today, Rod, but he has kind of battled through this game. A couple of early runs, and the Tigers have supported him today.
Well, if you're Jeff Jones, the pitching coach, if you're Jim Leyland, you have to be elated. He got off to a shaky start, and he has been getting off to shaky starts, but this time able to recover against his Royals team, who came out blazing with their sticks.
Yeah, and the Tigers got a early home run for Prince Fielder. Jackson's had another nice day, and the Tigers rolling up 10 hits in this game, lead by 3. And here are the numbers on Fister in terms of how many he has thrown in this game. You see that 28 pitch first inning, that has been his longest inning of the game. So Fister back to work now as we go to the 7th. And Escobar stands in, looks at a strike.
By the way, they have changed their ruling on that last play that they gave Escobar an error on. They have now given Gerald Laird a base hit.
Escobar looks at a ball outside. Well, that's good for both sides, because now Laird gets a hit that he deserves. And Escobar gets an error taken away. Hosmer and then Butler to follow here in the 7th inning. 6-3 Detroit.
And Fister has gotten all the way up to 92 today with his fastball, as low as 71 with that real slow breaking ball. And that's very important for Fister. Earlier in the year, they were concerned because the fastball was only 87. And there wasn't that 10-mile-per-hour differential in between the fastball and the breaking ball and the changeup, which meant hitters weren't really getting off balance against him.
Well, he's given up a leadoff walk now to the number 2 hitter, Escobar. And there is action in the Detroit bullpen. Downs and Villarreal, and Jim Leyland walking out to the mound. Fister is done for the afternoon, so he will give up the baseball, and Doug gets a nice round of applause. 6-3 score. We'll be back.
Came into the game after Porcello was knocked out of the game, and he did masterful work. He had 6 strikeouts in the game and really kept the game close until the Tigers were able to score some runs late. You may remember that's the game that Prince Fielder hit the 3-run home run in the 8th inning. But Jim Leland after the game called Darren Downs the MVP of that game because he did keep it close till the offense showed up.
Well, he is on now to take on Eric Hosmer with a man at first and nobody out here in the 7th. And one of the things that Downs did well down at AAA was hold left-handed batters to a 159 average. And the first pitch in for a strikeout, Hosmer.
And he shut down some of those Minnesota Twins left-handed bats just the other day.
Hosmer 1 out of 2 in this game. Single walk and a fly ball. Missed it outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Checked it high. 2-1. Downs a really good story, spending 10 years in the minor leagues. The Tigers signed him as a free agent, a minor league free agent, last November. And after all of those years of riding the buses in the minor leagues, he got his first chance to throw in the big leagues. And he's done well. Good pitch. 2-2 on Hosmer.
You know, we were talking earlier about Al Avila, who is the assistant to Dave Dombrowski here in Detroit. And one of the things that's your responsibility as the assistant general manager.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Hosmer.
Just as the general manager is forming his club in the major leagues, you're also forming a minor league club. And when you get guys like Downs and Berry to fill in, as Al Avila got those guys to sign last offseason, you never know if you're going to need these kind of guys to come up and help you out.
And certainly the Tigers have used Downs to their advantage. Darren does his job. He'll trot off the field. Here comes Villarreal. We'll be back. The Royals have a man on, a man out, and the youngsters enjoying the game here today as Downs does his job. Farmers Insurance report card. Tigers bullpen since June 16th. Look at these numbers. They've really been on their game.
They've settled in nicely. Only 14 runs in over 57 innings.
So as Downs comes on to get one batter, Hosmer, he does his job. He'll hand the baseball over now to Villarreal, and the runner goes, and no chance for Laird. He couldn't control it. So move Escobar to second base.
And Brian Villarreal has been sensational coming out of that Tigers bullpen this year. Outstanding earned run average. Lots of strikeouts. Not too many walks. electric fastball, 97 and above.
1-1 on Billy Butler. Single RBI in the first, 1 for 3 in this game. And Butler now with an even 50 driven in. Got a chance to drive in another one here and get his team a little bit closer. And a soft liner into center field, base hit. Escobar coming to third. They stop him there. And Butler gets his second hit. Getting a little bit trickier now here in the 7th because the tying run coming up.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Only 3 pitches, but Billy Butler. Take a look at how he pulls his hands inside and fights this ball off up the middle. That ball's about 3-4 inches off the plate in, and somehow able to barrel it up somehow and get it into fair territory for a base hit. Surprised that Escobar didn't get a better read on that particular play. Johnny wasn't going to catch it.
Foul tip into the glove of Laird. 0-1 on Yudieski Betancourt. It is 9 hits now for KC. The Tigers have 10 hits in this ball game. Betancourt is 0 for 3.
That last pitch from Villarreal was 99 miles an hour. I don't think he's ever thrown one 100.
Bouncing ball foul.
And the thing about his 97, 98 mile per hour fastball, it's not necessarily straight. It's got some late life to it, which makes it even more difficult for big league hitters to barrel up.
Escobar started the inning with a walk and then a single by Butler after a stolen base. High fly ball left field. Quentin Berry is under it. Runner will tag. Berry comes in, makes the play, and the throw will come into second base. Sac fly for Betancourt, an RBI, and now it's a 2-run game, 6-4. Here comes Leland again. Moustakas is due up. Phil Koch, the Tigers left-hander, will come on, the second lefty to come on in this inning. Downs did his job by striking out Hosmer. And here comes the sprint of Phil Koch. So as Koch warms up,
they are struggling to find any offense whatsoever, and Longoria is a great player.
Angels have been resurgent in the American League West, but Kevin Youkilis has really done the job since coming over to the White Sox.
He's playing like a little kid again. Youkilis was not having fun in Boston this year, playing under the new manager there, Bobby Valentine, but he's doing nice work for Robin Ventura on the south side of Chicago.
And in the bottom of the 7th inning, Chicago is leading Toronto 2-0 in that game. Tigers came in trailing by 4.5 in the Central. When you look back at this ball game, one of the key moments for the Tigers was in the 2nd.
And it was the latter third of the batting order. It was Peralta, and then it was Santiago, and then it was G Money that kind of got it started for the Tigers. Jackson also chipped in, as did Quentin Berry. So it's been their most productive inning so far here today.
And Austin Jackson with a 3-hit day this afternoon. Check out the numbers on Phil Koch. His job here is to get Mike And Moustakas has had a big day. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a homer.
And no doubt, Jim, looking at the numbers here, when he went to his bullpen to bring Phil Koch in against Moustakas, hitting only .224 against lefties.
Swing and a miss. We saw Drew Smyly make some of these lefties that the Royals had in the lineup look really uncomfortable yesterday.
Smyly had 10 strikeouts yesterday, and all but 1 of the 10 strikeouts came on either that curveball or his changeup. A lot of swing and misses yesterday for Drew.
Swing and a miss there as Koch gets ahead in the count, now 0-2.
You don't want to make a mistake here. If he throws him another breaking ball, he needs to make sure he buries it down and away. Force Gerald Laird to get down and block it.
Foul tip. Moustakas stays alive.
Phil could go a couple different ways here. He could simply go back outside with another breaking ball to get Moustakas to either put it in play or a strikeout or a fastball. I'd be shocked if he could catch up to it.
Got him, strike 3.
Couldn't even pull the trigger on the fastball.
CB punches him out. Phil Koch does the job, and the Royals have to settle for 1 run. Stretch time here at the ballpark. Got it. Phil Koch got that final out of the 7th inning. It's still a 2-run game.
Take a look at this pitch sequence by Koch to Mike Moustakas, one of their dangerous batters. 3 straight breaking balls. And now Moustakas is looking for another breaking ball. Phil Koch knows that. He throws a fastball right down the middle in the low 90s, and Moustakas couldn't even pull the trigger.
So the Tigers now will try and rebuild the lead. They're up 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be their 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Barry, Cabrera, and Fielder. Tigers have 10 hits in this game. And Quinton takes a rip and lines one to second. Diving play by Yuniesky Betancourt. Wow, indeed.
Yuniesky played a lot of second base when he was playing in Cuba. But when he came stateside, they made him a shortstop in Seattle. And now he is playing second base once again and doing very nice work at that position.
One out for Cabrera. Ball one to Miguel. RBI today for Cabrera on a sacrifice fly back in the fourth. He's knocked in 71 this year. In there for a strike. 1-1, and Cabby has some words now for C.B. Buckner.
It's always nice if you want to question my calls if you smile at me. They don't get as upset.
No, they don't. 2-1. It kind of takes the sting out of it. Here's the 2-1. Grounded foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You know, we often talk about how difficult it is for the players, and certainly for the umpires. It's hot as well, and especially when you talk about the home plate umpire, who was up and down on every pitch, and that's C.B. Buckner today.
He's got a little extra equipment on as well.
Missed it up and in. 3-2 on Miguel Cabrera. Fielder waiting on deck. We are in the 7th in a 6-4 game. Bouncing ball to third, and off the glove of Moustakas into left. Try to play it off to his left. One out base runner.
The ball had a lot of top spin on it. Jumped right over the glove of Moustakas.
Here's Fielder. Prince on base 3 times, 2 walks, and a 2-run shot. Ball 1. Moustakas charged with an error, E5 on the play. Now can the Tigers take advantage as they try and rebuild their lead? At one point they led 6-2 in this game. It's now 6-4. Here's the 1-0. Strike on the outer edge. 2-1 on Fielder. Prince's home run back in the first inning was his 14th of the year. .32 home runs out of the middle of the Tigers lineup between Cabrera and Fielder in the first half. And the 2-1. Low, 3 balls, 1 strike.
I think when it became official that Prince Fielder was going to put on a Tigers uniform, many people started to think about what Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz did for that Boston Red Sox team in the middle of their batting order. And I think the comparison is a pretty good comparison. Well, these two have done a lot of damage, as did those two when they were playing together.
High fly ball, left field. Gordon is under it, staring into the sunlight for the second out. I'd agree. I mean, that duo in Boston was an absolute terror, and especially in that ballpark. But there's no question you're going to be able to size up these numbers, I think, very comparably with those two.
I think Miggy and Manny were comparable. Both guys 300 hitters, used the foul line with power, driving a lot of runs. And Prince and, of course, David Ortiz, the power guys.
There's Delman Young with 2 outs. High fly ball left center field. He's put a charge into this one. Dyson back to the wall, and it is gone. Delman Young has done it yet again.
That is 3 days in a row that Delman Young has circled the pillows by hitting a home run. One to right, one to left, and then this one to left center field.
It's almost like he went up there looking for this curveball, and he got it, and he didn't miss it. Nice hip rotation. Tremendous bat speed.
More signs that Delman Young is hopefully primed for a really good second half. Tigers desperately need it. Rayburn did not go. 397 feet on that home run by Young. And for Delman, his 9th of the year. Here's the 1-0. Ooh, down goes Rayburn. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sometimes that little protector there does no good whatsoever.
Crooked look on Ryan's face right now as he tries to shake that off. Rayburn is 0 for 3. And a ground ball to short. Escobar has it there. And his throw is on the money. The inning is over. However, big 2-run homer by Delman Young. Tigers rebuild the lead. We go to the 8th. It's now 8-4 Detroit. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Toyota. Brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealers. Well, the Tigers on Classic Car Day here at the ballpark have put together a good effort. They lead by 4 again. Here is our Comerica game summary this afternoon. And for the Tigers, it's been a good day. Austin Jackson's had a nice day. Career best 14-game hit streak. 3 hits today for AJ. Prince Fielder 2-run shot early. And Delman now has homered in 3 consecutive games. The first time in his career he has done that. So in front of another big crowd here this afternoon at the ballpark, Joaquin Benoit will take over as we go to the 8th.
Joaquin has 49 strikeouts, third most for American League relievers.
Strike 1 on Jeff Francoeur, who leads it off, the 7-hole hitter. And he takes umbrage with the call there by C.B. Buckner. Francoeur in this one is 0 for 2 plus a walk. Wave and a miss. Shadows now starting to creep onto the playing surface. The pitcher is still in the sunlight, with the shadows covering home plate. Here's the 0-2. We're talking about Benoit, third in strikeouts among relievers. Tim Collins, the little lefty for Kansas City, is actually leading American League relievers with 55 strikeouts. But Benoit has been right there. Wilhelmsen of Seattle is second on that list. Here's the 0-2. We'll get back out of play. Last night's game really fell into place nicely in terms of how the Tigers like to do it. Villarreal and Koch in the 7th, Benoit in the 8th, and Valverde closed it out in the 9th. Makes it easy on the manager when it all falls into place like that. Ball inside, 1-2 on Jeff Francoeur. Salvador Perez waiting on deck. And the 1-2. Foul tip, and Laird was bitten by that one.
And G Money trying to run it off.
Hanging around Alex Avila must be rubbing off, because Avila's always pounded once or twice a game on balls that stagger him. Here's the 1-2 again. Ball high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Papa Grande is kind of getting into the zone, as he knows the 9th inning will be his inning. It's fouled away again. Francoeur hanging tough. His name has come up again as we approach the trading deadline. The Royals have a really good prospect out at AAA, Will Myers, who is having himself a great season, and many predict that he'll be in the big leagues before too long. He is an outfielder, so that might make Francoeur expendable, might not, don't know, but Myers is putting on some pressure, that's for sure. He's hit 27 home runs this year in the minors. And again the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and finally Benoit takes care of him.
Hey fans, you can follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at Bet12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Tigers.com.
Here is Salvador Perez. Breaking ball in for a strike, 0-1 on Perez.
And Dayton Moore, their general manager, may entertain the thought of trading a guy like Francoeur, as you mentioned, but then that really leaves him without a leader on his team.
Yeah, that's a good point, because he is a veteran that's great in the clubhouse. Broken bat, roller towards short. Peralta waits for it, and Perez is out. You've got to weigh that, and you know, how young do you want your team to be at the major league level too?
Because Francoeur is still very young himself, just 28 years old.
Think about all the youth they have right now in the lineup. Perez behind the plate, Moustakas and Hosmer and Escobar. Gordon. Gerard Dyson, the batter, with 2 outs. He's 0 for 3. In there for strike 1. Here's the 1-1. 1-2 on Gerard Dyson. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Benoit with a 1-2-3 inning and a pair of strikeouts. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Good day for Tigers fans, young and old. It's 8-4 Detroit. Bottom of the 8th inning here at the ballpark. Tigers on top of the Royals 8-4, looking for their 4th consecutive victory. The strikeouts now, Rod, starting to pile up here.
Well, they're getting close. They have 705, and if they get 5 the remainder of this game and tomorrow, then that record is toast.
Most strikeouts by a team since or before the All-Star break, entering the break, and you've got Scherzer throwing tomorrow, so the Yankees might be giving up their record. Johnny Peralta leading it off as we play here in the bottom of the 8th. Nate Adcock is still out there. He came on in the 4th.
They've got nice work out of him today.
3 into 3rd so far. Peralta is 1 for 3. Here's the upcoming pitching matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet. Teaford and Scherzer tomorrow.
Matz with 114 strikeouts this year, just 32 walks.
Bouncing ball left side. Moustakas on the short hop. Peralta is out and now 1 for 4 today. We'll bring up Santiago. Been a good day for Ramon. A couple of hits, both of them doubles, and 2 runs scored. $11 hits total for the Tigers today. gave Doug Fister a lot of offensive support in this one, and they'll turn things over to Scherzer tomorrow, and then it's the All-Star break. Tigers open up the second half of the season in Baltimore. Two 2-0 on Santiago.
It's going to be a short trip, just 3 days, and right back here at Comerica Park.
Yeah, that first homestand of the second half will be a beauty. Angels coming in, White Sox coming in. Here's the 3-0. And he walked him on 4 straight. Santiago's good day got a little bit better. Now Gerald Laird. Laird this afternoon with an RBI double, a single, and a walk. Gerald right now batting .299. He had been over 300 for much of the first half. It's been a much more improved Laird offensively this year. Backup roll to Alex Avila. Line drive, fair ball down the left field line. Gerald will indeed get to 300. Santiago goes to third base, throw, safe. Double for Gerald, his second of the game. Gordon almost picked up another assist.
He already has 6 assists this year. He had 21 last year. I don't know if Laird thought this was going to be an easy double for him, but a nice carom to Gordon, who barehanded the ball, and they nearly threw Gerald out. It's a good slide there by Gerald to really elude the tag. It's a really good slide by Gerald.
Infield in as Jackson swings and misses.
Because the ball actually beat him there. But he reaches around with the right hand. And Betancourt missed him.
"12 Tigers hits this afternoon. Jackson with 3 of those. Lines it foul. 0-2. .336 average now for Jackson with his 3 hits today. What a year it has been for Austin. He came in also with a .408 on base percentage. Getting it done this year in the leadoff slot for the Tigers. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He chased it. Two gone. And Yo's coming out. Quentin Berry due up. Hancock, as we mentioned, has gone a long way today. He came on in the 4th inning. Collins has been heating up, and they're going to want the little lefty. As we mentioned, he leads relievers in strikeouts, and so he'll come in now to face Quentin Berry. So as Collins starts walking in from the bullpen, want to get you caught up on what's going on in the minor leagues for the Tigers, and they've had a couple of guys that have really been performing well. They're June Players of the Month, and one name on there, Bruce Rondon, who is split time between A-ball and Double-A. Rod, they say this kid throws 100 miles an hour, and he may be in the big leagues before we know it.
Wow, look at the numbers. Sub-1 ERA. 12 appearances in June. 22 total saves.
Meanwhile, Eugenio Suarez, the shortstop at West Michigan, 366 average. Had a terrific month of June. So a couple of guys that are the Tigers minor league player and pitcher of the month for June. Tigers have a lead here. 8-4 is our score, and Collins has come on now. As the Tigers continue to charge toward the All-Star break. Five through 9 hitters today. 7 for 18. They've been active.
That's good to see, because we know that for the majority of this year, it's been Jackson and Dirks and Cabrera and Fielder that have done a lot of damage. But lately, some of the guys that bat down in the batting order have perked up, and Tigers are winning a few more games as a result of that.
So we'll check out the numbers now on Collins.
Solid year. Only given up 27 hits in 40 innings. You've already talked about the 55 strikeouts.
And his job now is to get Quentin Berry with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Tim Collins, a native of Worcester, Mass, still lives there. Berry today is 1 for 3, although he hit a ball hard his last time up. Diving play by Betancourt robbed him of a hit.
Collins not real big in stature, but he's got a really good fastball in the mid-90s and an outstanding curveball. And it's the curveball that gets him so many of his strikeouts.
Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Quentin Berry.
The Kansas City Royals might have the biggest player in the major leagues and the smallest player in the major leagues.
Well, here's the smallest, 5'7".
And then they got Big Broxton in their bullpen.
He is a big boy.
He's tipping the scales at 3 bills. The funniest thing today, those two walked out together to go do some stretching in the outfield. And you got one guy that is massive, and then you got the other guy that's obviously a lot smaller. And it was the funniest sight. And Broxton's about 6'4", 300.
Well, Collins, despite the fact that he's very small in stature, can bring it. There's the 2-1. And he darks one outside. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Anytime you see someone that is small like this and throws left-handed, it kind of reminds me of Louisiana Lightning. Ron Guidry.
There's the 3-1. Foul back, 3-2. Wagner also threw from the left side, threw hard.
Collins got some strong legs. That's where he gets that power from.
Remember Freddie Patek? He was 5'5".
Yep.
Shortstop, though, didn't pitch. 3-2. And Quentin Berry. And a bouncing ball to second. Betancourt has it there. And that'll end the inning. Tigers threaten, do not score. We are on our way to the 9th inning. Tigers trying to put the finishing touches on this one.
To you momentarily in the Call Sam studios, and of course you will hear from Jim Leland as well and break down everything that has happened in this game. You might hear from Delman Young and also Doug Fister, who pitched pretty well after that first inning.
Classic car day here at the ballpark. They're on display outside of Comerica Park, and inside the ballpark. It's been a good day as well.
You think they'll let us borrow one of those and take it for a spin once we get out of here today?
I'm thinking no. But we can ask. Here are the numbers on Valverde.
Not even if we tell them it's Mario and Pimlett that wants to take it for a spin.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. Probably still a big no. But some of those would be fun to drive. There's no question about that. Valverde all set to go to work, and Don Kelly has taken over in right field. 3 more outs to get now for the Tigers.
Yeah, Jim has pieced this one together very nicely after Fister left. After 6+ innings, it was Darren Downs, and then it was Villarreal, followed by Cope, Benoit. Now Valverde needs to finish it off.
Top of the order coming up. It's Gordon, Escobar, and Hosmer. 8 runs, 12 hits for Detroit. 4 runs, 9 hits for Kansas City. And the first pitch is ball 1 to Alex Gordon. Tigers trying to win 6 of 7 so far in the season series against the Royals with a win here today. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes on Gordon. Single and a double in this ball game for the leadoff man for the Royals.
Chicago White Sox have won again. They shut out the Toronto Blue Jays, so the Tigers need to win this game, obviously, to stay 4.5 back of the White Sox. Robert Ventura has never managed anywhere before this year, but he has the White Sox playing some real good baseball.
And they're going into the All-Star break on a bit of a roll. They won their 5th in a row today. Tigers trying to win their 4th in a row. Meanwhile, Papa Grande has gone 3-0 on the leadoff man, Gordon. He walked him on 4 straight pitches. Not a good way to start it. Base on balls, leadoff man on. That'll bring up Alcides Escobar. On base 4 times in this one, reaching on a fielder's choice. He also has a couple of hits and a walk. Against Valverde in his career, though, he's 0 for 7. And that's in for a strike. 0-1 on Escobar. Cleveland is also leading their game. White Sox won. Cleveland is up 3-0 early on Tampa Bay in the 3rd. Driven to left field on a line. Barry is on the move, won't get it. It'll drop in. Gordon goes to 3rd base, and Escobar pulls in with a double, and the Royals have the first 2 men on here in the 9th. Four-run Tigers lead.
It's a fastball up at the top of the zone, and that's one thing that on occasion Escobar will do when looking for a fastball. he will turn on it as he did that 0-1 pitch from Valverde.
It's his third hit of the game. And now the Royals have double digits, 10 hits for KC today. In the meantime, Octavio Dotel in case he is needed, starting to heat up. Here's Eric Hosmer. Ball one. Valverde pitched in last night's ball game and had a easy 1-2-3 ninth inning. That's in there. 1 ball and 1 strike on Hosmer. Singled in his first at bat. He walked in his second at bat. 1 for 3. Leadoff walk to Gordon. He's at third. Escobar is at second. Outside, 2-1. Billy Butler is lurking on deck. Three and 1 now on Hosmer. And the struggles continue for Valverde. Not a save situation coming in. He can't obviously pitch himself into a save situation. 4-run spread. Valverde came in not allowing a run in each of his last 6 outings. And only giving up 2 hits in that span, but a much different story here today. And he walked him, and now the Royals have loaded the bases with nobody out. 2 walks and a double. Jeff Jones making his way out to the mound.
Hey, don't forget, folks, you can join us again tomorrow afternoon for more baseball as the Tigers wrap up the first half versus the Kansas City Royals. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Tigers Live. That's Tigers baseball tomorrow at 12:30 here on Fox Sports Detroit.
So Valverde now, with the bases loaded, nobody out, has to face the number 4 man. That would be Billy Butler, who in his career has not had a whole lot of success, if any, against Valverde. 1 for 6 with 4 strikeouts. Jose right now just wants an out, any kind of out. Tying run coming to the plate here with nobody out in the 9th inning. 8-4 Detroit. Two more hits today for Butler, plus an RBI. And he lines one in the air to center field, base hit. That'll get 1 run in. Gordon coming around. Escobar right behind him. He will score. It's a 2-run single for Billy Butler, and it's 8-6. And still nobody out.
Even though Papa Grande having a difficult time of throwing the ball over the plate, Billy Butler went up there looking for a fastball on the very first pitch and tried to hit the ball into right center field. He stayed on it nicely and gets himself a single and drives in a couple of runs here.
3 hits and 3 RBIs now for Butler. And all of a sudden it's a 2-run game. The 2 RBIs as Jason Bourgeois comes in to pinch run. He represents the tying run. Here is Unieski, Betancourt, still nobody out. Betancourt had himself a rip. RBI today for Unieski, although he's 0 for 5 career against Valverde. Inning started with a walk to Gordon and double by Escobar, a walk to Hosmer. Butler singles in 2. In the air toward left center field. Jackson is on the run, still going back to the track, to the wall to make the catch. Hosmer tags up, he'll move to third. That's the first out of the inning.
Bad base running there by Bourgeois. Tigers caught a break there. The double play is still in order. Unieski, Betancourt nearly hit this ball out of the ballpark. Austin runs it down. If you're Bourgeois, you pretty much know Austin's going to catch this ball by now. He did not get back to tag, therefore he's still standing at first base. Ground ball. Tigers go home winners here. Double play. Get out of it.
So here is Moustakas. And the tying run remains at first base instead of in scoring position at second base.
It was good base running by Hosmer. He went back to tag up and got over to third. Don't allow Bourgeois to steal the bag.
And there for a strike on Moustakas. 8-6 game. Moustakas 2 out of 4 today. He homered against Pfister back in the 5th. That's line to center field. Jackson coming on, and he makes the basket catch. Runner tagging and scoring. That is Hosmer, but Jackson, a terrific running play in center field.
We just watched Jackson go to the base of the wall in left center field to take a double away from Betancourt, then playing on the second base side of second base. Comes in and makes a really nice play here. Nice concentration there by Jackson.
So it's 8-7. Tying run at first with 2 outs, and Jeff Francoeur will step in. Two out of 13 against Valverde with 4 punch-outs. One ball to no strikes.
If you're Valverde, you want to try to force Francoeur into using the big part of the ballpark, which would be center field or right field. And he's a dead pull hitter. And most of his power is to left field.
Swing and a miss. 1-1. $39,392 on their feet right now. Tigers sweating this one out. Their lead is just 1 run, a 3-run 9th here for the Royals. Runner goes. Here comes the throw down to second. Not in time. It gets away. Bourgeois will not move up, though. He was diving into second base with a steal. So the tying run now moves to second.
Gerald Laird really didn't have a chance to throw Bourgeois out here. Bourgeois had a huge jump.
This next pitch will be the 20th of the inning now for Valverde. Crowd trying to help him along here. One and two on Jeff Francoeur. Ooh, he banged that one off his foot. Francoeur staggers to his feet. Ooh, right out the arch. Ouch. 1-2. Struck him out. It was a little bit dicey in the ninth, but in the end the Tigers hold on. Delvin Young's home run turns out to be gargantuan. A 2-run shot in the seventh, and the Tigers hold on for an 8-7 victory. They've won 4 in a row.
Tigers now one game over 500. It took them a long time to get there, and let's hope that they continue to move north of that 500 mark.
Tigers at 43-42, the first time over 500 since May 10th when they were 16-15. Big strikeout by Valverde of Jeff Francoeur. Nails this one down. We'll be back.